So I just saw Venom 2 and I kind of enjoyed it? And I'm not sure if it's because it has legit staying power or because I was just genuinely shocked that I didn't feel dead inside the entire time. The first one came out before I made this channel, so I never actually reviewed it, but anyone who knows me will tell you that I hated the first one. It's a tonal mess with awful directing that completely wastes fantastic actors, has some of the laziest writing and worst looking action scenes I've seen in a modern day superhero movie, and deviates from what I liked about Venom as a character without doing anything new or interesting. I understand that there were people out there who got ironic enjoyment out of it. Like, I get it, I enjoy schlock too. But it just frustrated me to no end because it was so shameless about how it knew as long as they made Venom look cool, they didn't have to try at all. And yet, something about this one just didn't bother me as much. I mean, it's not good per se, the problems found in the first one are still present here, but the direction they decided to take this story was actually pretty entertaining. I found the chemistry between Eddie Brock and Venom to be a lot more watchable in this one, and I think that has to do with Tom Hardy being credited as a writer this time around. He really seems to enjoy playing this character, and I could feel his passion shine through here for a sequel to a movie that felt completely devoid of a soul. Their dysfunctional relationship was similar to that of a couple from a rom-com for some reason, and the juxtaposition of this parasitic alien reconciling his emotions with this average Joe made for some pretty decent comedy. And you know what? In a landscape where Hollywood movies often inject token gay characters into their stories that overall have no effect on the plot, the fact that this big, dumb action movie doesn't tiptoe around its explicitly gay themes is kinda commendable, even if it's absurd that it's here of all places. But to reiterate, it's still not a movie I'm confident in calling good overall. I just like the weird route they ended up taking in this. One of the biggest issues in this is that even though it has a shorter runtime, there is a lot of padding for the majority of the movie. All this time spent with Woody Harrelson looking for his girlfriend while Tom Hardy deciphers his cryptic messages and Venom goes to a gay bar or something at some point, I don't really remember. It all becomes pretty irrelevant by the end when it just boils down to Carnage kidnapping Michelle Williams and telling Venom where to meet him so that they can fight. I'll admit that I was consistently amused throughout, but I'm pretty sure you could have cut this down to 40 minutes and not have lost anything substantial. If I were someone who were genuinely excited to see Venom vs. Carnage, I might have been a little disappointed because they don't really interact with each other until the end. But there's a good reason I wasn't, and that's because the action scenes involving two symbiotes in both movies are pretty bad. They're so equally matched that I never feel any suspense during those scenes. Venom's always saying stuff like,
"He has got shit you will never see. Whoa, where you going? That is a red one!"
But they both have the same strengths and weaknesses, and they can instantly heal whatever humans inside of them. Neither of them can do any real damage to each other, so the fights become stagnant and I'm just sat there waiting for Venom to move out of the way while someone else throws a fireball or screams at Carnage. The PG-13 rating hinders the movie a lot too. I thought they were trying to do the Alien vs. Predator Requiem thing where the title itself is supposed to advertise that this one's rated R because people didn't like that the first one was PG-13. But for a film called Let There Be Carnage, it's pretty tame. That's probably because, spoiler alert, a certain cinematic universe doesn't want to be affiliated with an R-rated movie just yet. Which, by the way, having these two worlds collide is a pretty awful idea in my opinion, but we'll just have to see what happens. So to sum up, I did enjoy this for the most part, even if it's not for the same reasons I would enjoy a good superhero movie. Fans of the first Venom will definitely enjoy this, but I had to divorce my expectations from any logical reason anyone would see this, because that's how much faith I have in Sony's modern superhero movies. I like movies that present things that are out of the ordinary, especially in oversaturated, tropey genres. And while it's true that on that virtue alone it doesn't automatically make it good, it does make it a lot more entertaining for me, which is more than I was expecting from Venom 2.